This is what's great about sports. This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game.
Winning isn't everything, but it's the only thing. In our business, there is no second place. Either you're first or you're last.
Ain't this what they've been waiting for? You ready?
And now, the W with Walls and the Crew.
Good morning.
Where winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. On 100.1 FM.
Good morning.
And Facebook Live.
Good morning. Right back like we never left. Another Saturday morning with the W Show, Kansas City, talking sports and pop culture. If this is your first time checking us out, we greatly appreciate you making us a part of your Saturday morning. Another Saturday morning. What's happening?
Right back like you never left.
That's right. How was y'all's week?
Good week, man. It was nice and cool, unlike this week coming up. So, enjoyed like, what was it like? It was like pre-fall weather.
Thanks.
Well, it's gonna change for y'all.
Yeah.
Real quick.
It's like 60 degrees in
gonna
the morning,
for
about 80 during the day.
Yeah.
Now it's gonna be desert like.
All right, we got Airborne/Meta joining us again. What's happening?
Nothing much, man. Chilling, getting ready for this heat wave.
Heat wave,
and these Chiefs.
Right.
That's right, man. That's right. You gotta look. It's the calm before the storm, right? The season's getting ready to start. You gotta warm it up because you know it's gonna get hot during the season.
Fantasy
gotta let the Eagles fans know and the 49ers fans gotta let them know. And forgot the Patriots fans too. Gotta let them know.
Let them know what. That you still don't have a defensive end?
That we here. It ain't the end. We got defensive ends. We ain't got the middle. The tackle.
The one.
Yeah. We got a lot to talk about today, including those Chiefs. They'll be heading out. Actually, they're already out there to Arizona, Phoenix to be exact. The site of last year's Super Bowl, where they were victorious. They'll be playing today, this afternoon, actually, 5 p.m. Phoenix time. What is that? West Coast? What is West Coast? Is that Pacific?
That's Pacific.
Pacific time? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Pacific time, 7 p.m. if you're in Kansas City. Also, we'll talk Sabrina Ionescu. She had her shoes stolen from a WNBA arena. Where they do that at? And Deion Sanders asked where they do that at practice earlier this week when a couple of his players didn't join in on a fight.
Practice?
Yeah, if I fight, y'all gonna fight?
At practice?
No?
I might hop in.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. Charles Woodson, he became the first former NFL player to partner with the NFL team as a spirit sponsor. I think that's pretty dope. And Lee Summit North senior 5-star football recruit Williams Nwaneri, he committed to Mizzou earlier this week. I know that made some K-State folks mad and some Alabama folks mad.
MIZ.
And we'll have our sneakers of the week coming up in about 30 minutes during our Hater Love It segment. Let's get to today's headlines.
And now, here are the biggest sports headlines from this week. We bring them to you every Saturday morning on the W with Walls and the Crew on 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
First, I do want to shout out my little brother. He's heading back to Pitt State today to start off his senior track season.
Hey, senior season out here. He's cooking.
Yeah, final lap. So, yeah, I'm super excited for him. Like I said, it's good luck to him this year, and I hope he has a great year this year.
Is he excited?
It seems like he is. I know he still may have a COVID year left with that because he was a COVID baby, but I think he's hype. I think he's ready, and I'm excited.
As a Moso alum, I hope he has a horrible year.
Well, I'm a Washburn.
Dang.
I went to sheesh.
That's our rivalry, man. Like, nah. Yeah, bad luck to you, bro. Sorry, man.
I'm also an oddball out because I went to Washburn. My dad and brother went to Pitt. So the only time is right now that I'll say go Gorillas.
Yeah, no, never.
You said go Gorillas?
Go Gorillas. Yeah.
So it's like gorillas, but go-rillas?
Yeah.
It's like Glorilla.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Pretty
Not
close.
that.
All right. I see where you're going with that.
Tomatoes, I guess. Now, also, Chiefs Patrick Mahomes is hoping for more QB sneak calls. Says, I haven't got stopped yet. Let's hear from QB1 first.
Probably because my kneecap was on the side of my leg. I think we were doing pretty good until that. We were good. We were really good at it until last year. I mean, last year we didn't do very well at it, so we didn't get the one in that first one the preseason. So we've went back and kind of evaluated it, and hopefully by the time season comes around, we can get back to converting those.
Any discussion with Andy about putting that quarterback sneak back in the?
I always want to, because I always say that I haven't got stopped yet. But because even the one that I got hurt on, I still got the first down. But I'm pretty sure he's not going to let me do it unless it's like for the Super Bowl or not. So I might have to call my own number in the Super Bowl if we get there.
And this is crazy because watching last week's game against New Orleans, and I get it. New Orleans, they had a lot to prove. At least a couple of players on their team, Tyrann Mathieu and also Colin Saunders, friend of the show, Colin Saunders.
Mhm.
They had, whether it's a regular season game, preseason game, they're going to show up. It's like, all right, we're going to show y'all, well, why'd y'all get rid of us? Especially no Chris Jones now. So it's like, Colin Saunders is he's like,
needed.
hey, yeah, most definitely. So they knew all the plays that they were going to ready to run. And then short yardage, they have had a lot of trouble getting short yard, 4th and 1, 3rd and 2, things like that. And kudos to the Eagles, man. Like, in all seriousness, they in any short yardage, they would just put it in Jalen Hurts' hand, let them spin. Right?
Yeah.
Like, they have so much push, it's pretty much unstoppable. And I saw them working on that earlier this week, the Chiefs in training camp. Saw them working on like a similar Jalen Hurts type play, but not with Patrick, it was with Blaine Gabbert. So I'm not sure if they're gonna put that in the situation that's needed. But Andy got to quit being scared. He do. I mean, I know he's your QB. I know he's not Jalen Hurts. He's not squatting 700 plus pounds, but he's still Patrick Mahomes. I mean, like, he's still a football player. Like, you got to quit being so timid and let him spin.
Well, he runs with his head sideways. You can't do that on the QB sneak, man. You got to have a straightforward head. Yeah, you can't be running with a QB sneak with your head cocked, man.
You run like a bobblehead.
Yeah.
Q, your thoughts.
That's my thoughts how he's running. No, I think they should. I think they should allow him to sneak the ball. I think that injury was an anomaly. I mean, we had a whole pandemic pass since. So yeah, it's time to take the handcuffs off of him. I mean, anything could happen. Aren't the Chiefs the team with the longest QB sneak with what was it, Steve Bono?
Yeah.
Ran like 70-something yards.
Oh man, yeah.
Like, like I don't know how a QB sneak happened like that, but and him and Steve Bono probably have the same 40 times, so it should work out.
Steve Bono's head was straight.
Yeah, but they got to figure something out, because you can't keep motioning the tight end over and then expecting him to get the ball. Not so if nobody's going to expect Patrick to get the ball on a 4th and 1. They're not expecting QB sneak, because they know Andy's not running that. Like, they haven't shown it. They know every team in the league has been put on notice of, Patrick Mahomes. They won't run it because of his knee and what happened in Denver. So they will surprise whoever when they do run it. It's coming, but they're going to surprise some folks. So there's no more of sending, a tight end over, whether it's Travis Kelce or anybody. You can't do that. You got to figure it out, Andy.
Now, the Chiefs are set to face the Arizona Cardinals in Phoenix today, where they did just win the Super Bowl not too long ago. What are we expecting to see from them?
Andy said that they'll play the first team, 2 quarters. But I don't believe that. I think, they'll be 1 series, 2 series. We saw him in one. Andy said last week they'll play the first quarter. This week he said 2 quarters. Last week they got 1 series, so I'm expecting them to get 2 series. Travis will probably get 2 reps, That'll be it. But I think today is one of those days where I don't think they're playing pretty much next week before you head into the first week of the season. But this week I think you'll see more because last week they're just going through the motions. You can see it, and because the first team did not look good on offense or defense last week. They started really slow, and you can't. Andy and Patrick talked about that. You can't continue to start slow. But I think they want to have some type of fire this week, especially in Phoenix where they just won the Super Bowl.
How much do you think that's predicated on the absence of Eric Bieniemy?
Game time? No, it's already scripted. It's scripted out for the first few plays. That has no. I don't think that has nothing to do with.
I'm saying as far as like intensity, the finish thing you're talking about. Is some of that missing?
In training camp, yes. In training camp, but I think they were still intense. I mean, we saw Travis, get into a couple of scuffles this already in training camp. But as far as game goes, I don't think we'll be able to know until regular season. But in preseason we got to see the lack of intensity. But I don't think that's because of Eric Bieniemy. I think just because those plays are already scripted out. It's just they have to go forth and conquer.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hear from Coach Andy Reid.
As far as the playtime goes for this coming game, the ones will go for a half, and then we'll mix in the 2s and 3s in the third and fourth quarter. And obviously, there's things that happen, during the game where don't hold me completely accountable for all that if we pull people out, whatever. So. And then I don't have an injury list for you, but really it's the same as yesterday. Nothing's changed. Okay.
That's why he threw that little caveat. Don't hold me accountable for that, because he knows they're going to play until it's like, all right, seen enough. Now, if the first team goes down there and they, drive 80 yards, 8 plays, and a touchdown, yeah, they're done.
You're just optimism, man.
I'm just saying. What do I need to be optimistic for about in a preseason game?
I think what they're going to do is just run CHE or CEH.
See, I told y'all, got it. CHE, man.
Because I think they want to trade them. They need to get some depth to package them in there.
Yeah.
Try to free up some money to get Chris Jones's money, or just trade Chris Jones and get some better players.
Yeah, no, Clyde. I don't think Clyde's open and holding any money back. He's trying to get to the money.
He's trying to get to the money.
Yeah, he's trying to get to the money. But I think you could parlay Clyde for with a draft pick. Partner that with a draft pick, but Chase Young doesn't play in the middle. You need somebody that could at least get you through the season if Chris Jones decides to hold out.
Yeah, because Chase Young's an edge rusher, right?
Yeah. Chase Young's not gonna do you any good. Like you need somebody who is somebody that's established. You think the Rams would give up?
No,
Aaron Donald.
You have to give up too much.
That contract,
what you got to give up?
That contract is way too high.
It's like $20 million, and then you have to give up some draft picks because they gave up all their draft picks to get that Super Bowl.
Okay. Well, how much of a slap in the face would that be to bring in Aaron Donald? Chris, all right, you want to sit out? Okay.
We get
bring in Aaron Donald. We'll pay him what we was gonna pay you. Yeah. What you think?
I'll do it.
Yeah. Okay. I just wondered.
You? Would you? What are your thoughts on that one?
They're not bringing in Aaron Donald for one.
Wishful thinking, huh?
And I think they end up signing Chris Jones. I don't.
Yeah, honestly, I just don't think he didn't want to come to camp.
You have to trade him. That's too much money.
No disrespect to St. Joe, but I wouldn't want to spend time in St. Joe.
And then he probably had been looking at the temperature on his farmer's almanac just to see the trends this year and see this 100-degree week. I would definitely sit out training camp if I saw there were 4 or 5 days at 100-degree weather.
Training camp's done.
I mean, so he's probably going to sign now.
Practice. You the AI.
Now, Michael Oher says he was never adopted and tricked into conservatorship. Also didn't see any of the Blind Side money.
That's crazy. Like, I love the Blind Side. I don't know about y'all, but the Blind Side movie was what?
No,
raise your hands if you've seen the Blind Side movie, because I've seen it.
I enjoyed it.
Thank you.
I enjoyed it.
No.
One of my favorites, honestly.
See? Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's a favorite, but Sandra Bullock looked good in it. I would be adopted by her family any day.
Yeah, the whole movie, I thought was dope. It had a good storyline to it, but now that I know that the storyline was
it's a bucket of lies,
buffoonery.
Yeah,
it's kind of like it's crazy.
I read that they all got $15,000 for the story from the writer of the proceeds.
Even he did too.
Yeah, even he.
I think they kept that.
But no, he didn't. He hasn't received anything.
Now I read that they said that he did. So you got conflicting stories. It's gonna have to go in the court.
That might have came from the family.
It might have came, but he can still read and write. Like he didn't read the whole entire contract to know that there's a process of getting adopted.
He claims that Fox. It was all done by Fox. So they had the rights to his story without any payment, according to him. And then he alleges he doesn't recall signing that contract from Fox.
I don't recall. Did you get that check? I don't recall receiving that check.
Did he get like $30 million?
Read the fine print.
Huh?
Didn't he get like $30 million from the Panthers?
Yeah, he got paid.
What's that got to do with the blind side?
I understand.
Right.
He get all your money.
Why are you counting his pockets?
Hey man, because I don't have two pockets.
Fair enough. But even then, I'm thinking about the storyline and everything. What did they? I know that they had sat down like at the dinner table and like brought that to his attention. And then I thought in the movie that they like went to the bathroom and they discussed that it wasn't like right for them to adopt him because he was already close to the age, right? In the movie line. So I don't think that they ever completely confirmed and claimed that they adopted him.
No, they did.
I think the in his book, because he wrote a book back in I think 2011 or close to then, that he did agree to the conservatorship. Like it wasn't an adoption.
Right.
He agreed to the conservatorship. So now people are wondering, and that's his I guess his parents, his adopted parents.
They have control.
Argument. Yeah, his mentor's argument, their attorneys is like, you wrote in your book, you agreed to this.
Yeah.
Like, so you can't say now that you didn't know about it.
Yeah.
Is this,
Jaded.
CTE kicking in? Is this, what is it? Because that would be my argument.
Yeah.
Like you wrote about this book in your book in 2011. Now all of a sudden, you see us bankrolling. What's happening?
They said they did that to protect him so he can go to
to
the school.
Ole
so
Miss.
it wasn't
to protect him.
Yeah, so there's no illegal proceedings or whatever, because and even in the movie they thought that they was influencing him, and they had the questions of NCAA like, hey, did they influence you to go there? Is any payment, anything like that? So they had him sign that for that reason. But if you got food, man.
And is this too timely with the whole NIL situation then? Since they're like the whole thing was the NCAA argument now, and then now you come out with this story whenever everybody's getting their NIL back.
How much money is it?
I don't know exactly.
The movie made,
I don't know what he said.
movie made $300 million, and they were supposed to get a certain percentage of that, and they set it up to where the husband and wife and then their kids got money from it and residuals, but the guy the story is about didn't. So that's what makes it fishy. Like you had them sign this thing under the guise of being adopted parents. You say you surround them with love and all that, but there was no love in the room when it was time to negotiate payment. And that's the thing that makes it fishy. Like how do you go? How do you have all of this deception?
Yeah.
With a family member, it's just sketchy.
Yeah.
And clearly we see with a conservatorship, like
Brittany,
there's no need for that. And it's plain out manipulation. And them and the author of the book, because I even heard a clip of him talking about Michael Oher being on the dean's list, but then like saying like that looks bad on Ole Miss that this black kid is on the dean's list type thing. Like, so he just got screwed all the way around. I'm hoping all of them have to file for bankruptcy, give him all this money back. Like I hope he gets his just due, and I hope he gets that amounts to a second NFL contract. Because that's crazy.
He can't claim ignorance, right? Like he can't claim that
you can.
I don't think so, man.
If you were deceived,
look how long it's been. Why does
my
question?
What's the statute of limitations on that?
My question would be, why now?
And And
that would be my question.
Both parties benefited in some form. Just as much as they made money off him in a way, but had they not put him in certain positions, would he still have been in the position to get the NFL contract?
Because he was a Division One prospect before they even met him.
No, I don't.
No,
because
he was in high school. That's how he ended up in the private school.
He was in high school. The kids met him at a private school. He was a Division One prospect.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't
even grade eligible when they met him, because then they got him a tutor and everything for him to get back on track.
Yeah, and even in the movie, he didn't know how to block. Sandra Bullock had to show him how to block.
Wait a minute. So y'all,
no.
So y'all are citing the movie.
No, I mean,
which is full of lies. And
that's
again,
what I'm saying, the story's jaded. So which story's right?
That's what I'm saying.
We got to figure it out.
Probably the guy that was hunted.
You know who's going to benefit off of all this? Hulu and Netflix is going to stream The Blind Side next week.
Yeah, no. I can see that. Like, I can see there being a situation where it's like, all right, man, we need to make some more money. Let's do this to make our movie popping again.
Because the movie, they say the movie depicted him as having like a learning disability.
Yeah, it did.
He didn't have none of that.
He had none of that.
Yeah. Well,
so that's what I'm saying. So how are you an honor student in a private school and meeting the TUI kids? Like, you meet them through this school and you're already a Division I prospect. They didn't set him up with anything. All they did was set him up
with
to
a pillow
make them
and a
rich.
bed.
That's literally all it was. And so again, like, it just shows the level of deception that they went through. But then also, whatever justice system, whatever system that he went through, it shows that they didn't do their due diligence either.
So when this movie came out, Michael Oher was 23 years old, right? You're able to read and write at 23 years old. You're an adult. You're an adult, right? So if he didn't make any money off this movie at 23 and he knew he was the conservatorship or whatever, why at 37, now that you're 37 years old, why are you, that's my question. It's like, why now? Why at 23, you knew, it's like, where's my money at?
In the suit,
I did all this.
In the suit, they said he had just found out. He's finding out a lot of this. So.
There's no way you didn't.
What do you mean there's no way?
Trust can go a long way.
Y'all didn't even read the contract that you signed to get this phone, and y'all talking about him reading.
I read that joint.
No, you didn't. No, you did not.
All through the fine print.
No, you did not.
I used to work as friend, so I read that.
No, you did not, Steve. Stop it. I don't even want to hear that.
Another layer, though, there's been word that he's dropping another book.
Exactly.
So how is this? How do we know that this isn't, again, back to stirring the pot, clickbait, everything? Like, let's get our story resurfacing again before he drops this next book.
His black wife figured out what they were doing. Man, look, I don't care if what color your wife is. I don't care if it's your wife, your auntie, you 23 years old. You know what's happening. Like,
no, you don't.
So y'all say that he doesn't know how to. He did know how to read and write. So if that makes sense, and he knew how to read and write, then why doesn't he know? Like, all right, you should be getting paid off this.
I know this though. You have a family that comes in, and they comfort you, they feed you, they help you out or whatever, and then they put a piece of paper in your face and say, "Hey, this is to help you out."
Yeah,
they have done everything to protect you and put you in a position of a better education or whatever. That's why I said trust can go a long way to where you feel comfortable, where you don't have to read everything.
Yeah,
you know.
And Jazz, your pop said, is three sides to the story: Big Mike's, the Tuies, and the truth.
And the Tuies is definitely the lie.
Yeah, I think there's some there's some question to what he has to say too, because you going 14 years and now you're coming out with this.
Some people go 18.
Yeah, some they do, but
no. 18 years, 18 years.
Exactly. But that's from birth to 18. I'm talking you're old to older, right? Like, you're not a youth. You're not in high school. You're 23 years old when this movie came out, and it probably was 22.
He signed it when he was 18.
And that's what Steve is missing.
But you can sign. We're talking about. So we're talking about two different things. We're talking about a movie, and then we're talking about the conservatorship. Right now, I'm talking about the movie. The movie came out.
Well, the movie's the lie.
Yeah, but the movie came out in 2009, right? Mm-hmm. He knew. Like, he's 23 in 2009. So if I'm 23 years old in 2009 and you're making a movie about my life, I want some money.
My hands are in it.
Exactly.
You're not going. That's the negotiations in it.
That's the ifs in it. That's the Steve's. That's the Steve's ifs.
There's no way they wrote a whole movie and he didn't have any say in what was going on.
If I tell you I'm making a movie about you when you're 23 years old, do you want to get paid?
Yeah, man. I want to get paid.
That's three of us saying you want to get paid.
There is a way that you can make movies about people and that person has nothing to do. Like, it's happened 100 times over. Like, the author of the book that sold the rights to the movie company, that's who sold everything. He didn't give anything to Michael Oher. So that's the argument. Like, how does everyone get residuals and a upfront payment except for me?
But you telling me my legal guardians are gonna get money?
Yes.
And I ain't getting nothing?
Yes, that's how they set it up.
No.
That's exactly how they set it up.
And now he has a problem with it 14 years later. That's my question.
What does time have to, like,
the value of a dollar
runs out. Now you have something.
The value of a dollar is still a dollar. From 14 years ago to 14 years after.
Yeah, man, but still, it's like, man, why now? I ain't saying he wrong for coming up with it now, but it's like, why now? Come on, bro. Are you going broke? It's like, are you? Why, well, yeah, it's like, that's my question. It's like,
hold on,
come
Steve,
on, man.
The question has been answered 100 times, and you don't like it. Why now? Because he just found out. That's what it says in the suit.
It's the principle.
The well's running dry.
It's the principle.
That NFL money running dry.
Nah, the NFL money ain't running dry.
NFL money running dry.
Did you see those wedding photos?
Man,
that money ain't running dry. I promise you that.
Hey, well, why does it even matter? How much do you really think you're gonna get from these people?
What you? Hold on, Steve. Hold on, Steve. So if you found out next week that you were cheated out of about $30 million 15 years ago, you just gonna stay quiet because it's a why now. Somebody's gonna ask why now. You gonna stay quiet?
Nah, because I'm gonna be on top. I'm on top of mine.
Hey,
23, 14 years ago, I'm on top of it. It ain't gonna happen to me.
Hold on.
Okay.
I got one statement.
Yeah.
Does this like pick up the title of the movie, The Blind Side?
Whoa!
Yeah.
Play on words.
Exactly.
Play on words.
I think they're doing it. I think they're doing it for the money. Like,
No.
I think he's in on it. I think they're doing it.
I think
All right.
it's clickbait.
No.
I think it's a clickbait thing.
Hey, go download. I bet you go watch The Blind Side.
I bet I won't.
You'll be-
what?
You'll be mad about it, Q.
Like, if I'm gonna watch The Blind Side, I might as well watch The Green Mile. Like, if I want to watch a white savior movie, no, thank you. Like, no,
I'm sorry,
I don't-
boss. Let's move on.
I'm not gonna do that. I want to see an actual movie about actual black people like succeeding. I don't want to see.
He made it to the league. He made it to the league.
Yeah,
he succeeded in the movie. It was succeeded.
Well,
but
we're gonna move on.
y'all said they took him in. They did all of this. You said it was on them. Like, get out of here.
We're gonna move on. On that note, art dealer Jeffrey Loria says Derek Jeter destroyed Miami Marlins ballpark after moving $2.5 million Red Groom sculpture.
Yeah, I think he just. I really don't. Honestly, it's like, why are you bringing this up, man? To be honest, I mean, it's just an outfield sculpture, right? Like, stuff gets old, and looking at it, it's
ugly.
old.
It's ugly.
It is. It's like, man, come on, it's old.
But it's symbolic to the field because every
Yeah.
time they hit a home run or win a baseball game, it pops up, whatever.
And then the pink dolphins move, and yeah, it's really weird. But come on, man.
I think there was a lot of rumblings in there of what Derek Jeter was coming in and doing. And I think this is just, they're just adding on.
And here's my thing too. You're no longer the owner. You're no longer the owner. I mean, of course, he's an art dealer, but he's also the owner. He was the former owner. Now somebody else comes in and owns it. It's like, if I sell you a house, you gonna tell me what color I can paint it?
True.
Yeah.
Or am I gonna tell you what color you can paint it? Like that? Nah.
New neighbors.
Yep.
Deion Sanders not happy with players who didn't join in Colorado practice fight. Let's see what happened and hear from Coach Prime.
He just fought. I seen two of y'all walking off over there. and you got to keep teammates fighting. What they do that at? Nowhere. What they do that at? Not here. In one fight, we all fight. You understand that? I don't want to see y'all walking off when somebody's fighting. Yes, sir. Never again. Come on. I was in there, man. You got
he's like, I was in that.
Well, let's hear from Coach Prime.
Yeah, that the thing about it, like even what he said is like, I got two of y'all walking off, and the rest of the team is here fighting. I mean, that's in any sport. Like as a team, one fight we all fight, right or wrong. We'll sort it out later. But one fight we all fight. I don't know if y'all agree with that, but that's just how I was brought up.
But you fighting your teammates too.
Offense versus defense.
But you fighting your teammates.
Don't matter. At least get in there, push. They ain't really fighting. They basically just pushing around.
But you fighting your teammates.
Yeah, one fight.
So now you're encouraging your teammates to fight each other. Like I don't.
Just get in there. Get in there. Get in the shuffle.
That just sounds kind of backwards to me.
You know, ACL.
You're walking away, Steve? Are you walking away?
I'm probably walking away. It's your teammates. Why we fighting? Why we fighting?
It's like a shoving match. Y'all ain't really fighting. Like y'all ain't throwing blows. If you seen it, they were just shoving each other.
I was always the one that was in the fight.
Yeah, like me too.
Shout out to Corey Smith, Ruben.
Yeah, man. Like I ain't with that. Like I ain't walking away. Like my teammate getting in a little scuffle. I don't care who it is. We offense, black shirts, white shirts. That's just what it is. Q, you come on, man.
I might have to be with Q on this one. I mean, that's your teammate. Like, how deep can it be? Like, it's your teammate.
Just pushing each other around.
Y'all have to go to the locker room after that all together anyways. What am I going to do fighting you?
Man, come on.
I might be with Q on this one. House divided.
Come on, Jazz. Stop. Somebody try to tackle you on soccer field. You ain't going to jump up and like.
That's an opposing team.
No, even in practice.
You never had
You're
a fight
in like that's your teammate. Like, okay, at the end of the day, like I know it's just a game. I know that we're teammates. We're gonna have to go back.
You've never had an argument on the field or off the field with your teammates?
Yeah, absolutely. But it's not enough to where we're gonna clear the bench and everybody get involved. Like, okay, we're all teammates. Like, it might be a little bit chipper.
We gotta spend the whole season together.
Yeah. And I get what Dion is saying. It's like it's the camaraderie fact about it. It's like. It's the team.
Like
everybody's out there, whether you fighting each other, whether you're pulling people off, you're not gonna just be walking away.
And then I'm like, once you go off the deep end with me, there's no coming back.
You said I'm not forgiving you. I don't care who you are.
That's me. There's no coming back. So yeah,
at least
we go
get in the
there.
Mix.
It's
break it up. At least help break it up. Don't walk away.
Steve Kerr let it go and hit the game winner for Jordan.
On to the next. Charles Woodson becomes first former NFL player to partner with NFL teams as Spirit's sponsor.
That's fire. That's fire. We got to try. We got a chance to try that. Charles Woodson. He has a wine and he also has this whiskey. We got a chance to try that out when we went to the Super Bowl. When we went to the taste,
the food
the
thing.
Taste of the NFL.
Yeah.
Yep, he had it there, and it was pretty. The wine and the whiskey was really good. I don't know about y'all, but I had a couple cups.
The whiskey or the wine?
It was both. Man, it was so much food in there. It was literally a chef from every NFL team in there. So I mean, I don't quite remember it. He may have to give us a refresher at the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah,
I think I was on the wine. I'm not a big whiskey drinker.
I felt bad I wasn't there.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. I had enough for you and me.
And me too, probably.
This is where the fight starts.
So y'all gonna go out there? Or you want to go to trade in or what? On that note, we're gonna take a quick break. Coming up, we'll discuss Peyton Manning returning to Tennessee as a part-time professor.
Teach me.
Keep it locked in. This is W Show. We'll be right back.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Come spin with us, Kansas City. KC We Spin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events. KC We Spin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 video spinner platform rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 video experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. The KC We Spin 360 video spinner can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, and boomerangs from every angle. specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers. KC WeSpin 360 can be found online at kcwespin360.com. Come spin with us, Kansas City.
FPS Security is here to secure greater KC protection where you need them most. Social events, birthday parties, corporate events, weddings, small businesses, and more. Call FPS Security at 816-379-3600 or visit fpssecuritykc.com. Licensed, bonded, and insured. Reliable, fast, and professional service.
Football fans, you can't spell gate without Gates, and great tailgates start with Gates sauces and seasonings. Named synonymous with mouth-watering tailgates. When you make your list of tailgate essentials, add Gates sauces and seasonings to that list. Spice up your tailgate experience with that unmistakable great taste. Available in 4 tantalizing flavors: classic, sweet, mild, and hot. Find it at your local grocer, and if you don't see it, ask for it. Visit GatesBarbecue.com. Purchase any of the great sauces and seasonings. Great tailgates start with Gates.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Remember to interact with our show. Use hashtag talk about it. Message us, and we'll talk about whatever topic you want. Slide in our DMs. Hit us up.
Let's get it.
We'll chat about it. Now, Peyton Manning returns to Tennessee as a part-time professor.
Mm-hmm.
Q, your thoughts on this one?
I don't know. I don't even know what to take from this because I think in the grand scheme of things, I think he wants to coach, and I think this is kind of like his start in that, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I don't think Peyton Manning needs that boost. So maybe he just loves the school. Like I would think he would want to get into coaching. I would think he'd want to be, that type of like SEC college football coach. But I mean, teaching a class. What class is he teaching again?
I don't think
Did
it's
they say?
specified what class he's teaching yet. But yeah, I think from the perspective of like a student, I just couldn't imagine like walking into my algebra or getting on a Zoom class for my algebra class and it's Peyton Manning. Like how serious is this going to be, or like how invested is he really in the actual teaching side, like you said, or is it into a different avenue that he wants to take?
He's supposed to teach sports reporting, video production, communication, and public speaking. Now, here's my take on this. If you are Tennessee, right, you're like, oh yeah, Peyton, come on down. Whether he's teaching or he's not, it's going to boost some type of recruiting to the college. For if you're going to school, it's like, all right, I know there's journalism schools. I know you have the Mizzous, the Syracuse, the Northwesterns, schools like that. But now it's going to make them like, oh, okay, if Peyton Manning, I might go learn from Peyton Manning. Why not?
$881 per credit hour. Can I get an autograph?
That's how much it costs.
$881 or out of state.
Sheesh.
In state is $523. Graduate school. No, that's graduate. No, that's undergraduate. $881. In state $361. That was 2021. Yeah, I'm gonna need a waiver.
School's making
a killing.
Luke,
we're gonna have to do the Diddy thing, get our university up.
Look, now y'all see why NIL was such a big deal.
Yeah, but I think it's dope though. But I don't know if I want to learn from Peyton Manning. Like,
I can get an autograph football.
He's too dry for me.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got experience.
Yeah, but
you're looking at 20, almost 30 something years experience in production.
In public speaking, definitely. I mean,
I don't know if I want to. Who is an athlete that y'all would like? All right, I would take his class or her class.
What's the class? Is it
Let's just do this.
Is journalism?
Former athlete
Ryan Clark.
Yeah.
I don't like Ryan Clark.
I would have to.
Man, it's friend of the show, man. What's wrong with you?
My bad.
Yeah, I think that whole crew, like the pivot crew, would be interesting to take a class from them.
You taking class from Channing?
Yeah, I think it'd be funny. At least you would have the funny part of it.
What not to
And
do.
you might learn some, raunchy stuff as well. Like, I think he could spit some game.
Okay. All right. I don't know.
Grant Hill.
I want to. Grant Hill?
Yeah, Grant Hill. Mark Jackson.
Okay. I would
Van
say
Gundy.
Magic Johnson.
Nah.
I would say Magic
I would say
Johnson.
Shaq would be an interesting one.
Really?
Yeah.
Charles Barkley.
All right.
I would take a business class from Shaq.
From
Yeah.
Shaq.
Yeah.
They just lost some money. I heard him and some other players like 300 billion, 3 billion or something.
Yeah, he didn't lose $3 billion.
He didn't. I mean, he couldn't attain 3 billion. They wouldn't let him in on this.
It was
business
the
deal or something
Forex
like that.
not Forex, but the Bitcoin or whatever it was. Y'all know about that. But yeah, it had to be Magic Johnson, like business, the whole communicate, yeah, all that.
Or like, what if you had a Shaq or MJ teaching your PE class, gym class?
Shaq teaching gym class? Come on.
That's what I'm saying. Could you imagine
No.
like them trying to be goofy or like you know those scooters that we used to wheel around that you would roll over your fingers sometimes? Like imagine them on one.
You
some
had
of
those? They still had those when you was in school?
Yeah, definitely. Those were a great PE day.
You're not that old, Mike.
Hated those things. Man.
Missouri lands 2024 5-star defensive end Williams Nwaneri.
Yeah. Huge deal. Like not only for Mizzou, but for Lee Summit North High School. Like that school is putting out a lot of Division I talent. Like and man, shout out to Coach Mosey. He's doing a phenomenal job out there with those young guys. And
It's 5 or 6 D1 players. I know.
Yeah, they have. I think that last year they had like 14. This year they have getting recruited. They have like 16 kids getting recruited.
It's a farm system.
Yeah, it's. I mean, they had a kid go to OU last year.
Southern Illinois.
They have a lot of talent that's coming through that program, and Coach Jason Jones, all those guys out there.
Yeah,
man.
Coach Jones, what up?
All those guys out there, man.
Shout out to them. What was his NIL deal for Mizzou?
I think an NIL deal. I think he has about 400,000 already in NIL.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, he had a bunch of schools that were. I mean, the Alabamas, the Clemson, like all those big name schools.
And he's the
K-State
he's the number one defensive recruit for this year.
Yeah. So he stood up next to Felix and Uduke Uzama. He stood up next to him, like, because he came to his signing, and he was towering over Felix.
Wow.
Like in high school. And they're saying he would possibly, he's a DN right now, but they're probably going to move him inside.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a huge kid.
So why Mizzou? Out of all those,
he wanted to stay home. He wanted to stay close to family. He's Nigerian. He wants to, he wanted to stay close.
Interesting.
$300,000.
Yeah, and Mizzou puts out great defensive, not great, but they put out defensive guys to the league.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at
Marcus Golden.
Yep.
Shane Ray.
Who else? Alden Smith. They put out a lot of guys on the defensive side of the ball to the league.
Former Simone Award winner charged in Iowa college sports gambling probe. Another one bites the dust.
Yeah, local kid too, man. Arlen Bruce. I don't know, man. It's gambling. They gotta
enticing.
They have to do a class on, I think they should merge the class on NIL deals and gambling. NIL deals, sports gambling. I think they should have a class on that and get credit hours for it.
How they finding out, man? Because you're using inside information.
It's said that he used his brother. It's either his brother or his dad. Is used his brother's account and geo-tracking. If you're inside of the facility, that all that goes. And you're betting on that team from inside of that facility. You're betting on your own team.
Look,
at least don't bet on your own team.
Yeah.
Look, man, do your due diligence. Be disciplined. If you got to drive to the next state,
man.
I mean, that's a lot.
Or just don't bet.
Yeah, we can wait.
Money never sleeps, man.
It can wait.
And you got back to the NIL deals. What do you need to gamble and do all this money for when you can make it through NIL deals and things like that?
Because you can get more.
Greedy.
It said the criminal complaint said that while engaging in the scheme, Bruce placed 19 wagers on Iowa football games while he was a member of the Iowa football program. Geo-tracking data allegedly links bets made on the account to Bruce's known locations, including his university residence and areas of the university not routinely open to the public.
You You can drive down the street, man. Iowa's not that big of a state.
Just let it ride.
Yep.
Let it ride. Shannon Sharp to join First Take. Y'all's thoughts on this one?
Steve, you excited about this one?
At first I wasn't. At first I was just like, nah, this ain't gonna work. Like, because if you know, like, Shannon Sharp's personality, right? Like, he's always and then Stephen A. Smith, they're always the hype, which one of y'all gonna be the calm one, right? Like, it's gonna be two guys that are giving pretty much the same opinion on things. Now, once I got to thinking about it, I'm like, okay, if Shannon takes the road of the former athlete, giving it to you like, hey, I'm former athlete. If he takes that road, and then Stephen A. takes the the facts road, I think it'll work out.
Stephen A. and facts, though.
I mean, he gives real facts. No, you don't think
we
so?
have to see.
All right. Will y'all watch it?
I think I would give it a try. I personally, I don't think I'm the biggest fan of Stephen A.
Okay.
I don't think I'm a fan of like theatrics in my sports reporting. And I think that's what Skip was. I think Skip is a lot of theatrics. And then on top of that, the hot takes. I don't enjoy that. I enjoy good conversation around sports. I think Shannon gives you that. And then as long as Stephen A. is not yelling, like I hate that yell talk voice that he does, and it gets annoying after a while.
I agree. And I think when it gets to the yelling and that type of energy, it's more of him just like angry and getting his emotions involved rather than a calm conversation and talking through the situation. And like for me, it's like seeing you get worked up and yelling and everything. Then it's theatric. It's like, okay, you're trying to sell your point and like make a big scene about it versus just explaining the logic behind it. And I think that ruins it for me sometimes.
I agree.
I think Molly's going to have a tough time going to the next segment, telling them to calm down.
Nah, they it's one of those things where they agree. Like, when somebody's coming in your ear telling you to go to the next time and go to the next segment, they know.
Okay.
We'll see. Time will tell, right?
It will.
On that note, we're going to take a quick break. Coming up, we'll dive into our Hate It or Love It segment. Keep it locked in. This is the W Show. We'll be right back.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Come spin with us, Kansas City. KC WeSpin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events. KC WeSpin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 video spinner platform rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 video experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. The KC WeSpin 360 video spinner can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, and boomerangs from every angle. Specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers, KC WeSpin 360 can be found online at kcwespin360.com. Come spin with us, Kansas City.
FPS Security is here to secure greater KC protection where you need them most. Social events, birthday parties, corporate events, weddings, small businesses, and more. Call FPS Security at 816-379-3600 or visit fpssecuritykc.com. Licensed, bonded, and insured. Reliable, fast, and professional service.
Football fans, you can't spell gate without Gates, and great tailgates start with Gates sauces and seasonings. Named synonymous with mouth-watering tailgates. When you make your list of tailgate essentials, add Gates sauces and seasonings to that list. Spice up your tailgate experience with that unmistakable great taste. Available in 4 tantalizing flavors. Classic, sweet, mild, and hot. Find it at your local grocer, and if you don't see it, ask for it. Visit GatesBarbecue.com to purchase any of the great sauces and seasonings. Great tailgates start with Gates.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. on 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Remember to interact with our show. Use hashtag talk about it. Message us and we'll talk about whatever topic you want.
It's
time for Love It or Hate It.
Hate it.
If we love it, we talk about it. If we hate it, we move on.
Starting off our sneakers of the week this week, we have the Reebok Question Mid Black and Blue.
This whole list is kind of trash. To be
Yeah.
honest. I mean, the questions, I'm probably hooping those.
I'll pass.
Yeah, it's too many dark colors in there. I don't.
Yeah.
I like the Terror Squads.
Yeah, the Terror Squads are nice. I like the colorway.
Yeah, the James Harden, he can keep those. Fresh Aqua, Flash Aqua.
Flash Aqua, hard pass. Those are terrible. Those look like turtle shells.
Kind of fold it off to the side and just slide it
I agree. Hard pass on these.
straight to the trash.
If you was giving them if they were free,
straight to the trash.
I would take the
You
the
know him.
Force
He got
Ones.
He got the Patrick Mahomes, the PM2s for in Super Bowl at the. He did.
You wore them?
He wears them. Yes,
I wear.
He wears them out.
I wear them to the gym. I wear them when I'm doing yard work.
No, he don't. No, he don't.
Yes,
So you
I
take
do.
the shoes you wear to the gym and the yard work, you just bringing all that grass to the gym.
Nah, he ain't. Don't let him.
All that dog poo.
Yeah, he ain't.
Yeah, I
doing
do.
all that. No, he trolling
Yeah, I
right
do.
now. He does not.
They sit in the trash can until
Jalen
it's time
Hurts
to
got
put
some
them on.
kicks. You didn't get no JHs.
Not yet. Maybe.
Will you do yard work in those?
No, definitely not. And they probably look better. Like, Jalen Hurts has a lot more style than Kermit.
We'll get to him because we're the J brand. All right. An Iowa school lets students earn PE credits by helping elderly and disabled with yard work.
Hate it.
Or love it.
Hate it.
Let him.
Hate it.
Get the shoes.
Here's the thing about this. It was an alternative school. And instead of PE, it's like their punishment, really. I mean, really,
Free labor.
Yes, yes. They're gonna learn. You in alternative school for a reason. Like you went to alternative school for a reason. Yes, you don't just get.
Give them some behavioral classes, give them something like that. Don't put them outside for 2 hours working on somebody's lawn that probably has the money to pay for it. Like, I'm pretty sure they're not going to neighborhoods that need it.
You PE credit, and they're elderly people too. So,
and that's what I'm saying. There's elderly people in poor black neighborhoods. I bet they ain't going there. I bet they going somewhere where people is trying to save money that probably live close to the school. Like, nah, I hate this.
Sounds like community service.
Yeah, let it be community. It don't matter. You getting gym credit.
But what does that have to do with the community? So now I need to see the list of people's houses that they working on. I'm pretty sure these people
too deep into it now because it's like
that's not too deep. No. If we gonna help people, especially if we trying to help both sides, like I need y'all to go to neighborhoods that actually need this work.
Hey, if my son do something to get put in alternative school, put his butt out there to work.
Not in slave labor. Especially if they've got
man, because I put him to work.
Especially if they've got some type of behavioral issues they need to work out, that this free labor is not gonna do.
I'm gonna tell you what's gonna correct it. You don't want to be out there in the hot sun cutting no yards. Now that's gonna teach you real quick.
Nah.
It's an actual behavioral.
If you have a behavioral disorder, corporal punishment does not help with behavioral disorders.
It'll teach you real quick.
And the justice system should have taught you that.
I wouldn't sign up for that gym class. Why we not hooping? Cut nobody's yard.
Alternative. You in alternative school.
The alternative should be hooping.
That's what they take away.
This sounds like the athletic director and the different people on the school board that need yard work done because their kids are too old and off in college or don't live in the house, and so they need somebody to get this free labor.
You see that yard down there on 24th Street?
Yeah.
Go cut that. That's my house.
Exactly, and that's exactly what it is, because this is not helping people that actually need the help with their yards And get out of here. I'm not hearing it.
I agree. Now, speaking of Q's boy, Eagles QB Jalen Hurts signs endorsement deal with Jordan Brand.
He should have signed it. Like,
Yes.
this is no brainer. He's been wearing J's like even without the deal. So
Mhm.
it's a good deal. MJ knew what was up.
Yeah.
But I'll wear these to the dumpster.
And there was a fire. And there was a fire. You are not wearing Jordans to the dumpster. Please stop it. These compared to them ugly Adidas, get out of here.
I might wear these.
Would there ever be a football shoe like Deion Sanders though?
Turtles. But
you think they'd ever come out with something like that for football?
probably.
Bo Jackson's?
Yeah, so yeah, some out right now.
The Bows?
Yeah. And his announcement video was really fire.
It was okay. It wasn't fire.
Don't give it.
Hater. Hater.
Steve just doesn't know how to take his hater jacket off. It's gonna be hot today, Steve. Take that off.
I thought I was the hater. What?
Now, Amazon Prime announces Jason Kelsey's documentary airing September 12th. Hate it or love it.
Why we got all this Eagles talk on here? What's up? You put it up there. you typed it out. Nah, this is dope. This is dope. Jason and Travis going on a heck of a run. Like, use it while you can, man. Like, they gonna pay for it. Why not?
Travis, we can get you a documentary right here on the Walls and Walls show right here, man. Come on. You and Peyton.
Now, fan names daughter after Dodgers Mookie Betts following home run bet. Hate it or love it.
Love it.
Yeah.
Let's hear the story from Mookie Betts.
What's going on, guys? I just something pretty neat happened, and I wanted to share the story. So back a couple weeks ago, I was on deck, and this guy started talking to me, and he said, "Mookie, if you hit a home run, I'll name my daughter her middle name Mookie." And I heard this, and I laughed, and he said he was serious. And so I turned around and told him, "Nah, don't do that, bro. Don't do that." And he said, "No, I'm gonna do it." And said, "Your wife wouldn't like that, bro. Don't do that." He said, "No, I'm gonna tell her." So I think he may have been on the phone with her. So then that at bat is when I hit, I think, the first home run I've hit in my career. And so I circle the bases, come back, and give him a fist bump. There's a little video of it. I thought it was super cool. And then, like a couple weeks later, I see on Twitter the birth certificate for Francesca Mookie Mancuso. Shout out to you, Giuseppe. I can't wait to meet Francesca. And that's going to be my girl. That's going to be my girl. So I thought that was pretty neat. Y'all go follow Little Ragu 54. Again, shout out to you, Giuseppe.
Fire.
That's wild.
I wonder if he heard me at the Royals game. I was sitting behind home plate, and I said he hit a home run first at bat, and I said let's get an encore, and he did it again. Now there's no kids named after you or whatever.
So you saying that's the reason why he hit 2 home runs? Because you said let's get an encore.
And it was a lot more Dodgers.
Your story isn't as cool as this one. I'm sorry.
You know what? I go out there and make another baby, and then be like, "Little Mookie."
Would y'all do that? Would you name your child
No.
in one of those situations?
I'm not that big of a sports fan.
I don't think I
For
would.
another man.
Kobe.
No,
my
thank
son's name was Peyton. So it's like Walter
After?
Payton.
Okay.
Oh, this
But
is
he a
after
Chiefs
Walter
fan.
Payton. I thought this was after Peyton.
Peyton Willis.
His is P-A-Y.
Peyton Willis.
Peyton's is P-A-Y. Peyton Manning's P-E-Y.
I don't think I would. I don't think I'm that much of a diehard fan. I'll pass.
Yeah, no,
I'll pass
not
on
for another
Got a
man.
little Diana Taruso and nothing like
Nah.
that.
Taurasi.
My bad.
You be butchering
Yeah.
names.
Terribly. Colorado football players sport social media handles on their jerseys. Hate it or love it.
That's fire. I think it's cool. Like people is like, oh, well, this is too much. Why are y'all doing this? Man, come on, man. Deion is bringing life to these young men.
And their own brand. I think that's pretty cool. And it's not like it's a game. I think it's for a game. Yeah, that's a bit much. I think it should be like bigger than that for the team.
Yep.
But for the practice, I mean, support your own brand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Rock out.
Exactly.
Practice. How is that too much? People are.
Yeah, they be trolling on
Fighting and getting paid at Colorado.
Yeah. All right. We appreciate everyone who joined in on today's show. Remember, you can catch a rewind of our show on Mondays. 100.1 FM, 1 Kansas City Radio. What you guys got going on for the rest of the day?
I'll be working at the Liberty Memorial for the big hot air balloon thing. So that'll be fun.
If folks come down and hang out with you,
It's free.
I'll be there.
It's free and for the family.
Okay. Go hang out with Q today. Where is it? Where's it at?
The Liberty Memorial.
Pull up.
The World War I Museum.
Yeah.
Pull up. I'm chilling.
Shout out to all the Airborns out there. Happy Airborne Day. 8/16 is National Airborne Day, not National Kansas City Day.
Oh yeah. Yeah, real quick. 50 years of hip hop.
Yes.
Hey, we gotta do something. 50 years of hip hop. Hip hop's birthday.
Let's do a cipher.
Let's go right now. Hey, we appreciate everyone who joined in on today's show. Remember, catch us next week, next Saturday. Until next week, we are out of here. Peace.
The views and opinions expressed on the W Radio Show by the host, co-hosts, guests, and call-in listeners are solely the opinions and responsibility of the original source who expressed them. They do not represent the opinions of the W Show, 100.1 FM, One Kansas City Radio, Sideline Sports Talk, Team Wall Street Foundations,